So there are 10 critical things I'm going to talk about that you do not want to do when you are thinking about these homes. And these 10s are not in any particular order. So let's start with decluttering your home and getting your house organized. One of the easiest and the cheapest way to get your home prepped up for sale is decluttering and organizing your home. We all have been staying there for a while and we have kids or family and we have a lot of stuff in the house. And people buy space when they buy a house. So how do you create space and make your house look organized and decluttered? Is to remove stuff you don't need and organize things that you have. I won't get into the details of it because this is to give you an idea of what things are needed to get your home sold fastest with the most money and what your agent can help you do. So decluttering your house is the first step, organizing it, and we'll talk about staging down the road. But statistics and experience has proven that by decluttering your home, your house will look much better, much more organized, and it'll look much bigger in the eyes of the buyer. Now, keep in mind that when you think about decluttering or organizing your house, don't look at it as a whole picture in your house. Go through each room, room by room, the kitchen, the living room, the dining room, your garage. And in each of these, if your home needs decluttering, then you can attack it one step at a time. So don't get overwhelmed when you're thinking about selling a home and all that preparation you have to do. That's why give yourself 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 months, 4 months in preparation to sell your home. Statistics has shown that homes that are cluttered, organized, has a lot of stuff in there and not well balanced as far as the furniture and aesthetics goes, get lesser value and takes a long time to sell. So the one thing that you absolutely want to do is to declutter and organize. Following the decluttering is also depersonalizing your home. We've been into homes when we show homes to buyers and there's picture of the grandkids or grandmas and the whole family and graduation, which are 15 years ago. And those are great for the family. But when a buyer comes in, you probably don't want to show them because you want the buyer to feel there. If I have kids and if I'm a buyer, I want to see my kids' pictures hanging on the wall or my grandpa's pictures hanging on the wall, not the sellers. So you want to depersonalize, take out all your personal pictures. Of course, if you have sentimental value, you may want to keep 1 or 2 in the living room or kitchen or wherever you want to. But if you have a lot of pictures, and we've seen homes with lots of pictures, I personally had homes that had a lot of pictures, especially religious pictures all over the walls, and it took a long time to sell. And when we tell the sellers gently and emotionally to remove those pictures to help you sell the home, because it's very touchy to talk about sellers removing personal pictures, when they do that, it actually sells faster. The next thing you do not want to ignore or neglect when you want to sell your home is to take care of those minor repairs or minor upgrades that will affect the value of your home and the timing of your home. We probably have been living in the house for a long time, so there might be a faucet that's leaking or a shower that's leaking or the dishwasher that might be making noise or there's some cracked or chipped tiles or there's stained paint, etc. So when you do these little things, it may not cost you a lot as you are preparing to sell your home. But if I'm a buyer or if I'm an agent and bring a buyer and they see the cracked tiles and the faucet leaking and there's patches of paint that are bad, they're thinking, oh my God, I have to paint the house, I have to change the shower head, I have to replace the dishwasher, and all of a sudden they're thinking $10,000 expense, which could cost you maybe $500 to fix. So to take care of little things up front will save you a lot of dollars as far as the buyer goes, because the buyers, just as you are busy, buyers, when they buy a house, they've already spent most of their money in down payment and closing costs, so they are stretching to buy the house. Now when they have to come in and do the paint or fix that dishwasher or fix that faucet, they may hold back. So little repairs has one of the best return on investment when you are thinking about your home. I highly recommend that you talk to your local realtor, bring them in 2, 3, 4 months ahead of you selling or 2 or 3 weeks before you are selling. Have them go to the house, have them recommend what needs to be done after you talk to them. So you get an idea, and then you can also refer you to some people that may help you fix it if you don't do it yourself. The best thing you can do before you put your home on the market is do a thorough walkthrough, just like a buyer would, looking through the bathroom, looking through the kitchen. Walk through the house in the eyes of a buyer so you know what they will see. And your agent will help you do that, and they can walk you through it room by room, kitchen, garage, floor, outside, inside, and then you can sit down and say what you want to do and what you don't want to do. This will save you a lot of time and will make you some money in the long run. That brings us to the next point which you have to do, and that is your curb appeal and the outside look in the front and in the back. The first thing when a buyer drives onto your driveway or the parking lot is gonna see your house from the front. Is the roof clean? Is the paint nice and fresh? How does your door look? How does your trimming look? The yard, or if you have landscaping, how does that look? Is it trimmed right? Are there colors in bloom depending on the season? It's the first impression that counts. Once they park the car and they look up at the house, and if they don't like the front, they may not even want to come inside, and you've already lost a potential buyer. So curb appeal is very important. You may want to maintain the lawn, trim the bushes, add colors depending on the season and depending what state you are in. If you have large trees and a lot of debris or junk in the backyard, remove those things. It's called outside decluttering. Create space. Just like buyers buy space inside the house, they also buy space outside the house. So the less things you have in the yard, the better off you are selling that house, and the better off you are attracting the buyer, not only from the inside of the house, but from your outside curb appeal. Statistics: homes with strong curb appeal can sell for 7% more than similar homes with uninviting exteriors and exterior trims. Again, when you do the walkthrough inside the house, do the walkthrough with your realtor outside of the house and get some suggestions. And on that note, I have a network of the top agents nationwide. So if you want to be referred to an agent who can help you with the walkthrough or give you a price, or you want to see the marketing, see the current market trends in your local neighborhood, direct message me. A link is in the first comment, and I'll be glad to refer you to such an agent to help you get going. The next tip you want to be aware of is to make sure that there is adequate lighting when you want to sell the house. A lot of homes are nice and bright, they have a lot of windows, but there are some homes that do not have a lot of windows, or they are facing in a direction where there is not enough sunlight. And to make matters worse, some of the homes might have heavy drapes, or darker paint colors, darker furniture, darker decor. So when it's darker and not too bright in the house, it makes the room look congested, makes the house look smaller. So when the buyer walks in and feels, all of a sudden they may feel claustrophobic, or they may feel, oh, this is a small house, or this is a congested house. So the best thing you can do, again, I always say the best things, but these are great tips, is that if your house needs some lighting, or if you have darker paint, paint it in a neutral, lighter colors. If you have darker drapes, replace them, if you can, with lighter shades, blinds, or curtains that are very light, so light comes through. When you have buyers coming in the house or during an open house, you and your realtor may want to open up all the drapes, all the curtains, so there's enough light as possible. Because brighter homes with a lot of windows and neutral colors will sell much faster with similar homes that are darker, with the darker tones and less light in there. Well-lit spaces appear larger and more inviting. Open the curtains, replace dim bulbs, and add additional lighting where necessary. I hope these pointers are helping you. Here's another one that is very common when it comes to selling homes. When I walk into a home and if I smell odor in the house, that puts me off. And if I'm a buyer, it does the same thing. A lot of the homes, including myself, I don't have pets, but a lot of my friends have pets in the home, or people have a lot of medications in the house, or they cook spicy stuff in the house, or there's windows are closed all the time, so the house is very damp and not very fresh smelling. So odor in the house has a big impact, because as soon as I bring a buyer, or as soon as me as a buyer comes in the house and I like the house, it's bright and fresh and well decorated, but if I don't like the odor or the smell, it's going to throw me off. I may move out of there because I don't like pets, or I may be allergic and things. Oh my God, this house has pets, I don't want to come inside. So little things like that, you may lose one buyer, but that may be one buyer that was going to pay you a full price and love the house, but because it was dark, or because of the odor, or because of whatever reason, that one thing throws off that perfect buyer for your house. So keep in mind that if your house has odors in there, and of course, if you've been staying in the house, you probably won't smell that odor because your habit is you come in the house and you know that spice smell or that coffee smell or that pet smell, you're immune to it. So again, bring in a realtor and talk to him and ask him, hey, does my house has odor? Or great agents, great realtors will bring it out to you anyways because they want to help you sell faster and get you the most price. So working with great realtors again makes a big difference. So again, please do so if you are considering about selling your home. Get their opinion and ask them about the odor. It's okay. And there are ways to take care of those odors. One of the easiest ways to get rid of those odors is, of course, keep your windows and things open if you have been keeping closed. Let it air out, let it freshen out. Maybe you want to shampoo all the carpets. If you have flooring, have it polished and waxed so it's fresh and get rid of all those dust or molds, etc. in there. And of course, you can always use air purifiers or air fresheners, etc. so that when your house comes on the market, especially the first weekend when you have the big open house, if you have a big open house, it smells fresh and clean and very inviting. The next pointer is also very important, and that has to do with your online marketing, your online presentation. So once your house is on the market, and after you did all those prepping, getting rid of the odors and decluttering and depersonalizing, and your front yard looks great and the backyard is nice and clean and trimmed, the lawn looks all great. The next step your realtors will help you with is taking professional pictures, professional videos, so they can put it online marketing. Of course, when you put it in the multiple listing service, it does go on the multiple listing service and goes to Zillow and Redfin and Realtor.com and other websites. But you want more than that. You want a very high exposure on your marketing. And one of the reasons is, according to the National Association of Realtors, 95% of all the buyers, when they start a home search, they start it online. So they're going to go on the desktop and look at the pictures, or they're going to scroll on the phone. And if they don't like the picture or the room, the first picture they see, they're going to move on. This is the social media world. This is the instant karma world. They want answers now. If they don't like one thing, they move on. So to prepare for online marketing, all those things are necessary. Pictures are necessary. Professional pictures are necessary. But once you have those, they're useless if they're not advertised, if they don't market it right. So these days you have to put it on Facebook and Twitter and TikTok and Instagram and all the social media networks. So again, picking the right agent and having him or her expose your house to as many websites as possible, to as many social media sites as possible is very critical, because the more exposure you give to your home, the more buyers will see it sooner and faster. The sooner they'll come to see your home and the sooner you'll sell your home. And statistics show that when homes sell within the first week or the second week, they usually sell within the list price or 100% of the asking price. And the longer you wait to sell, the less price you get. So online marketing, online presentation is very critical once you have spent all that time preparing your home for sale. So if you want to sell your house for the most price and sell it the fastest as you can, the one thing that you absolutely don't want to do is that don't overprice your asking price. Don't overprice your listing price. Homes that sell faster are the homes that are at market value and they sell within 1 to 2 weeks. But statistics show that if your house is overpriced, then it's going to take longer to sell. And the longer it takes a house to sell, the less money you get. And this is a critical mistake sellers make when they put the home on the market. And I totally understand. If I want to sell my homes, I definitely want to put it at a higher price and get the most value, but that does not work. If you're a buyer, or let's say you're buying a car, would you buy a car and pay $50,000 for one car where you can get the same car for $45,000? Similarly with the house, buyers come today equipped with all the market comparables. They know when they go to all those websites like Zillow and Redfin, they show what homes next door sold for. So if your house is worth $400,000 and you're asking for $450,000, buyers are going to find out that, hey, the house next door, which was very similar in size and floor plan and in condition, sold for $400,000. Why would they pay $450,000? So pricing is very critical. One of the biggest reasons homes don't sell even in this hot market, is because they are overpriced. Not because of marketing, not because the agents didn't do his work, not because the house does not look good or is not staged well, but homes don't sell because of one thing and one and only one thing. It's because the price is not right during that time of the market and what the homes around them are selling for. I'll give you a quick example. I am in escrow right now on a house. It was listed for $1.2 million. We saw this house 45 days ago with my buyers at an open house. And then my buyers really liked it, but they did not buy it. We were looking for something, could not find something. And after 30 days, the sellers dropped the price to 1.1. They dropped the price by $100,000. So we immediately wrote an offer. We wrote the offer below $1.1 million. We did an inspection last week and we're going to ask for $15,000 in repairs. And guess what? Verbally, the sellers have agreed to pay us $15,000 in repairs. So in other words, the seller was asking for 1.2. Now he's selling way less than 1.1, even in this hot Orange County market. I am in Anaheim Hills, California. This house was near Anaheim Hills. It's not in Anaheim Hills. But in a hot market, the seller had to reduce the price close to $150,000. So he's actually lost money because it's been on the market now for almost 2 months. It's still going to take 30 days to close escrow. So for 9 months, it's been sitting vacant and they're paying property tax and insurance and maintenance and utilities. So overpricing a house will only make you lose money in the long run. Pricing your home right at the get-go is the best thing you can do when you sell your home. The next point, we have to really work hard to convince the sellers, and that has to do with staging a home. A lot of homes are ready to go. They don't have to be staged, or maybe the whole house does not have to be staged, but maybe the kitchen needs to be staged or the dining room needs to be staged. But overall, statistics have shown that after you clean your home and declutter your home and depersonalize your home, staging works wonders. Statistics show that staged homes not only sell faster, but you get a higher price. These days, and because online marketing, online presence is very important, the best thing you can do is to stage your home. And some sellers neglect that because of the cost, because it does cost money to stage a home. And sometimes realtors can help you with staging the home. But we highly recommend that no matter how good your home is, staging, doing that extra step will get you a better price and will sell your home faster and quicker, and of course with a higher price. And now your house is ready to show and the buyer's coming in today at 5 o'clock. And what's one thing that we realtors recommend that you don't do? And that is, you as a seller should not be there when the buyers are there. Sorry to say that. But one of the best things sellers can do when there's a showing is to step out of the house, go in the parking lot or go in the car or go for a walk with your pets. But try not to be there. We do not recommend it because one, buyers may feel awkward about you being there. They may want to ask us questions and they may not ask us those questions because the seller is present. Buyers feel they may say something, it'll hurt the seller's feelings. So by sellers not being there, it makes it easier for the buyers and the agents to communicate and be open about the house if they have any questions, if they have any comments. The seller's presence will make buyers feel awkward. Sellers tend to talk much when they don't have to, and this doesn't apply to all the sellers, but sometimes sellers might say to the buyers, you know what, we have some lovely neighbors, we love their pets, we love their kids, they come into our house. But this seller may be a private guy, they're a very secretive couple and they don't want people, they don't like pets. So it's the opposite of what you think. And that's just an example, but things like that, or sometimes, and one of the examples I can give you is that when I was selling a house, the seller was present upon my recommendation for her not to be there. And they kind of hit it off, the buyer, which happens to be a lady. So the two ladies started talking and the lady goes, you know what, I have to really sell fast because I'm getting divorced. My husband's a you know what. And then when we went in the car, the first thing my buyer said is that, well, she's desperate to sell. Let's make a deal here. In other words, what you say can be used against you. They can use it to negotiate any price or terms and condition. So we highly recommend that you don't be there. So please allow your realtors to show the home independently if you can. There are situations because of medical conditions or because of children or any other situation and security, you may want to be there. But if you are there, you may want to avoid contact or conversations with the buyers. And that is hard to do, but it needs to be done, and we recommend that. Listen, selling your home doesn't have to be a guessing game. Selling a home is very stressful. It's one of the biggest things you will do in your life. I've helped lots of sellers and sold hundreds and hundreds of homes. So hopefully this information helps you. And if you are looking for a top agent in your neighborhood that can get you the max price in the least amount of time, direct message me or click on that comment below, and I'll be glad to refer you to an agent. In a few seconds, you'll see this video. I can't afford to keep my house and I can't afford to sell my house. Please watch it. Sell smart so you can gain more. Please subscribe if you can.